Hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. Well, this weekend we have racing at two centres. On Saturday we at Kenilworth in Cape Town, and then on Sunday at Turffontein that's Sunday at Turffontein. So Saturday and Sunday, Kenilworth and Turffontein, and looking forward to this weekend's racing. I had a look at both cards and what we're going to do on this weekend show. We're going to put up two bets, two trebles. One will begin on Saturday and the other will just be for Sunday's race meeting at Turffontein. And remember, WSB, a leader in the fixed odds betting market, and number one, numero uno, in the anti-post betting market as well. Okay, let's the show begin, and we will begin. It's a late starter to this treble on Saturday at Kenilworth. We'll have to wait for race number 8. I had a look at that Kenilworth card, and I must admit, whilst there are small fields, it looks to be a highly competitive racing. So I went through all the races and I picked out this horse called Versailles that comes up in race number 8. She's the daughter of Verson Guthrie. She's trained by our champion trainer in Justin Snaith, and Grant Verniekerk will partner her. And she just looks to be coming along the right way. Her first two starts have been over the sprint distance, too short for this filly. And once they stepped her up in distance, 1400 meters at a penultimate start, the improvement was there. And in that race, fifth in that race, if you pull out that form line, was a certain Seeking Peace, trained by Mike Stewart, that came out to win very well, beating the favorite from the Candice Bash Robinson stable called Nippy Winter, and beat that filly quite comfortably by 4 lengths. So the form line of that race is not too bad. But then the run that really caught my eye was last time out. Further step up in distance to 1600 meters, and arguably her best run of her career. Yes, it was a small field, and you could say that she had every chance to try and win that, but I like the way she stayed on over 1600 meters. And although she does have a tricky draw, we'll leave that to Grant Verniekerk. And when weighing the opposition, she just got the right profile, that she's improving with each run. She enjoyed the step up to a mile last time out. It looks the right type of field for her. There are going to be improvers in the race, no doubt about that. But just on way the stable have brought her along, she could be the right filly in the race, and we're hoping that she can get off this treble to a flying start. That's race number 8, horse number 4, Versailles. Then we move along to our Turffontein meeting on Sunday. So if that treble arrives, the second of those horses is going to come up in race number 2. Now this is a graduation paid for 3-year-olds. It's over 1400 meters. And no doubt, when you have a look at the best weighted column at this stage of their careers, I say this stage of their careers because, you know, the handicapper has to give them a mark, and some of them are going to be, higher or lower during the course of this season. But at this stage, he is a full 5 kgs. Yes, 5 kgs better off at the next best weighted, which is Cavalier King, and his name is Castletown, given a rating of 99 by the handicapper. He's trained by Stuart Pettigrew, is having a good run. Nice to see Keegan DeMello doing some traveling as well. He'll be at Turffontein on Sunday, and he's got 2 nice rides for Stuart Pettigrew. But this horse, Castletown, on debut, he was a fluent winner. That was at Turffontein on the inside track. He won really well that day. Of course, specially selected, hasn't done much for the form since, but he's run second, and he made a good local debut for trainer Paul Lafferty the other day at Scottsville, running 3rd. But 3rd in that race was Ultra Quick for Jan Janssen van Vieren, and 4th in that race was Coco Hill for Fanny Brancos. They both come out and won. So that form line of his debut is a fair form line, but then you had to like the way the stable stepped him up in distance and straight into Group 2 at his next start. It was the Golden Horseshoe on Vodacom Durban July Day against some of the best 2-year-olds around. And it was a commendable run. There was solid betting support for this horse, no shortage of betting support for this individual that day, and just seemed to be outpaced and a bit lost, having his first start at Greyville for most of the race. And he only started to get his mind at the job very late in that race, and you could say that he ran out of runway when under 2 lengths behind Waterbury Lane. Nevertheless, it was a good run, as I mentioned, a commendable run. He's back home, 1400 meters on the Trackside track. He's got a nice draw, and one would think, just the way they backed him on Vodacom Durban July Day, he must be a horse that they think highly of, and he must be putting up some serious work back home. So against this type of field, yes, there's opposition, as there always is, and there is some form to go around with the balance of the horses, but I think this horse, the way he's come along, and the fact that he ran in a Group 2 last time out, now in a graduation plate, if the handicapper has got his mark right at this stage, then he should win this, and win this well. That's number 2, Castle Town. We're going to do 4 horses on this show, so we're going to do 2 trebles, but I've picked out 4 horses, and then the third of our 4 horses will be, again, Pettigrew and DeMello, and that comes up in race number 4. And this filly is a daughter of Visionaire, and she wasn't much interest for her in the betting market first time out. She was quite friendly in the betting market. Obviously, a stable companion was the more fancied horse, the eventual winner of that race. But nevertheless, it's quite tricky to make your debut on the Vaal Classic track. And it was a commendable run. It was a fair run. She was last in a small field at around the 400-meter mark. And then she started to pass the stragglers. She was no match for the winner on the day. Of course, a stable companion that was fancied. But nevertheless, she stayed on best of the rest. And I thought it was a good debut from her. 1400 meters, the way she raced that day, I think the Trackside track's going to suit her much better. 1600 meters, no doubt going to suit this filly as well. And we're hoping that it's a DeMello Pettigrew double at least on Sunday, with Castle Town in race number 2, and this horse, nice move in race number 4. I think when I looked at this field, there is form to go around amongst the older horses. You got some horses that are going to improve from one run to the next, and I think that on what she showed on debut, just with natural improvement from one run to the next, number 7, Nice Move, could play her part and shed a maiden at a second start. And then our 4th horse that we're going to be following on Trackside this weekend comes up in race number 7 at Turffontein on Sunday, and it is Lucy in the Sky for trainer Brett Weber, who's having a good run, and Dennis Schwartz will do duty as his partner, this filly. And he's partnered her 3 times, but he's partnered her the last 2 starts. Now she's got a solid record over the sprint. So have a look at that. 11 starts for 2 wins and 7 places. And on her current form, she is threatening to win again. Her last 4 runs, 3 of them, she's finished in the number 2 box. Now her last start is worth touching on. It was an open company, and she was nowhere to be seen. If you watch that replay, she was towards the back of the field, and she was still in last position at the 400-meter mark. But the way she finished, have a look at that time, 21.2 seconds. She was low flying at the business end of the race, absolutely motoring, and it was too late when she was second behind Vescent. And now Lucy in the Sky, I think, if you watch most of her replays, she often leaves a bit of work to do when it matters. So hopefully Dennis Schwartz has got to know her a bit. I mentioned he's partnered her 3 times. His last 2 runs, he's been close up on her. Hopefully she's not too far out of her ground. That's the way she enjoys racing. She's not the quickest into stride. She doesn't show early pace and speed, but she takes a bit of time to warm up, and when she does warm up, she's got a serious turn of foot. But I'm hoping Dennis can just have her in a more favorable position, a striking position going into the final 400 meters, because a turn of foot will be too strong for this field here. Number 2, Lucy in the Sky in race number 7. So I mentioned the Trackside treble. We're going to do 2 of them, and we picked out 4 horses. Well, the first Trackside treble will be race 8 at Kenilworth on Saturday, Versailles into Castletown in race 2, and race 7 Lucy in the Sky. And then the other treble, well, we're saving it all for Turffontein on Sunday. All 3 horses that I mentioned: Castletown, Lucy in the Sky, and of course we added Nice Move, that was in race number 4, also from the Pettigrew and DeMello combination. So those are going to be our 4 horses, and that's going to be our Trackside treble. 2 of them will be up on World Sports Betting, and as always, you can shop around. You're entitled to do so. You are the customer, and you're entitled to the best odds in town. But I guarantee you, with both these trebles, you won't find anything better. And if you do, then pick up the phone and speak to the operator, and I guarantee that will match or better that price. And that's it for this weekend show. But I've just picked up this pamphlet in the store, and I see these pamphlets are all at the WSP outlets, and what it says World Sports Betting. Why us? Cash out now available. Data-free Mobi site and app. Multi-bet boosters. 50 Rand welcome bonuses. 100 Rand Fika bonus. Code share. Book a bet. 50 Rand refer a friend promotion. Best odds on all local and international soccer. Thousands of lotto draws weekly. You got a 15 million Rand, yes, 15 million Rand maximum payout. More promotions than any other sports book. That is a guarantee. And then monthly loyalty vouchers and birthday vouchers. I didn't know about that. Getting a voucher on your birthday, and loyalty programs as well. And it's much, much more. And all you need to do is register at wsb.co.za. Okay, guys, that's a wrap of our show. And until next week, you take care. Salani Kasle. But as always, on behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly, and more especially, you, the valued customer. Have an awesome weekend. Take care. Salani Kasle.